Get ready for a high school action on the place for local sports, The Score. Brought to you by Central Maine Community College. More than just a community college. Over 40 academic degrees and certificates and one of the lowest tuition rates in New England. Just go to cmcc.edu. Central Maine Motors Auto Group in Waterville, the dealer with no dog fees, where cars and trucks cost you less. Online at cmautogroup.com. By Hammond Lumber Company, serving Maine and New Hampshire from 22 locations. Your building project partner, hammondlumber.com. Midstate Machine. Looking for a career? Check out the Machinist Development Program at midstateusa.com. Whittemore & Sons, your Coyote tractor dealer. Sales and service by a family that cares. Somerset Stone and Stove, offering quality gas, pellet, and wood stoves and hardscape products. 201 Tire, Battery, and Service, your tire and battery experts on the Augusta Vassalboro line. PJ Diggs, the excavation pros. If it's dirt, they do it. Renewal by Anderson, award-winning replacement windows and doors. Schedule your free consultation today. Assistance Plus, providing home care, behavioral health, and developmental services. Together, we can make a difference. Joseph's Market, Front Street, Waterville, famous for fine meats. The Harry J. Smith Company, 13 Sanger Avenue, Waterville, serving the Central Maine community for over 100 years. Computer Improvements, Water Street, Skowhegan, your headquarters for computer maintenance. Casella Waste, for your residential and commercial trash pickup. And by Dixon's Country Market in Benton, celebrating 10 years with 24-hour diesel service and the best takeout food around. Now, let's go live to Mike Violet and A.J. Knight.
Good afternoon. Welcome to Messalonskee High School in Oakland and Veterans Field, where this afternoon here on The Score, we bring you live coverage of high school field hockey Class A style as the Messalonskee Eagles host the Oxford Hills Vikings, two of the best programs in Class A North field hockey right now. Messalonskee Eagles riding high, number 2 in the latest heel points in Class A North. They are 8-3. Oxford Hills, bit of a struggle, but they're healthy again for the first time in a while. 3-6-1. When we saw them against Skowhegan a few weeks ago, one of their best players, if not the best player, Tristan Derenberger, was out of the game. She is back and healthy, and Oxford Hills is doing better and feeling better about themselves. Messalonskee, we saw them take down the big dog, the big Riverhawk, in the case of the Skowhegan Riverhawks here a few weeks ago, 2-1. Since that time, a couple of bumps in the road. They have lost to the Class C champions, the Winthrop Ramblers, and they also lost to Belfast in Class B, an undefeated team that's knocked off a very good team in Class A in Coney. So certainly no shame in those losses, but they are playing well, and it seems as if for the most part this year they've just played well enough to win, which is more than good.
Well, I mean, when you knock off Skowhegan, like you said, the pedigree of their losses is pretty top tier. I mean, you're talking about state level, and Central Maine field hockey is clearly great this year. But, yeah, you look at their scoring on the season, 32 goals scored, 10 given up, which is 3-1, which is solid. But the thing that stands out to me is you get to the scores, especially we were here for the Hamden Academy game, and they blanked them 9-0, right? And, again, you can't remove a game, but if you look for consistency, right, with Skowhegan, they consistently, and that's the measuring stick, they consistently beat teams 5-0, 6-1, 7-0, right? That goal differential is there, and it's not surprising. I think they've scored like 60 goals and given up 3. With Messalonskee, if you take out that big Hamden Academy win that we had, consistently their ratio then is only 23 goals scored to 10 goals allowed. Now, they're 8-3, so they are a very good team, and I think they possess the ball. It's what we saw against Skowhegan. There was only 11 combined shots on goal between both teams that we both agree are super good in that game. But it just surprises me because it feels like, in field hockey, you run into a team maybe that has a goalie stand in their head. All of a sudden, Messalonskee, a team that doesn't really bring a lot of firepower. Maybe that's why they have a couple of those losses, because they're close losses. They're 3 combined losses: Mount Ararat, Winthrop, and Belfast. 7-3. They've lost combined 7-3.
Messalonskee coming off a 3-0 win over the Brunswick Dragons, and Oxford Hills coming off a loss to Mount Ararat by a final of 2-1. So Mount Ararat again figuring into all these teams as far as who's played who, and that is a good performance, though, by the Oxford Hills Vikings, only losing 2-1 to Oxford Hills. They also lost 2-1 prior to that in overtime to Camden Hills. So some very, very close games, and I had an email exchange with Messalonskee coach Katie Brand this morning, and she said that Oxford Hills is always very tough, especially on defense, and very hard to score on usually, and that's been the case this year. She said last year we lost to Oxford Hills twice in both the regular season and the playoffs, so there is some extra motivation. Those are her words to get this victory here this afternoon. One thing she has emphasized this week and in the practices they have had since they played last time: dribble less, pass more.
Right, because the last thing you want to do is turnover. But a couple of points. This game, to me, feels a lot like the York-Skowhegan game we had yesterday, where York, I don't think firepower-wise, could match up with Skowhegan, and that's how the game played out. But defensively, I thought they could do some good things, and they lost 5-0, which a lot of teams do. But Skowhegan, I had to really work for it, and I feel like that's what Oxford Hills can do to this Messalonskee team today. Again, they've only scored 8 goals on the season, but they've only given up 17, which really isn't a ton.
Right.
And then another interesting thing, Mount Ararat has kind of been that measuring stick because we haven't got to see them play, but this Messalonskee team also lost to Mount Ararat 2-1. Skowhegan beat them. Messalonskee beat Skowhegan. But I think something else interesting we saw, and I think we had, actually, I think you and I were at the Oxford Hills Skowhegan game.
We were.
Yeah, I thought so. And so, again, you can't totally, but measuring stick, Skowhegan beat them 5-0, just as a reference point as we go through this.
6 degrees of Kevin Bacon and 6 degrees of the Mount Ararat Eagles when it comes
pretty
to
much
hockey, that's for sure. So, should be an interesting game. I don't think we're going to see many goals scored today. I think it's going to be a grinder, very tight and close to the vest, and we shall see. The fastest track, as always, here at Veterans Field with a straight turf.
It's worth noting, and I went back to double check against that Hampton again. 9-0. It's besides the Skowhegan one, and that was 6-5 goals, scoring shots on goals. Messalonskee wins 2-1 in that game. I forget her name. The Camden Academy goalie against Messalonskee made 24 saves.
She was very busy.
So I mean, they won 9-0, and the goalie still sort of stood on her head.
Yeah, because it could have been 15-0.
Very easily.
There were a lot of shots on goal, that is for sure. We're not going to have nearly as many here tonight. I feel confident in saying that. It is cool, temperature in the upper 50s. The wind is blowing a little bit, but it should be a good night for field hockey. Here should be dry most of all. So we are set for field hockey. Messalonskee taking on Oxford Hills. We will take a timeout. We're back with field hockey right after this on The Score.
Central Maine Community College in Auburn. Over 40 academic degrees and programs recognized as some of the best in the United States. Nursing, criminal justice, forensics, psychology, IT, education, culinary arts, and so much more. Offering one of the lowest tuition rates in New England. Plus, a top-seeded national champion producing athletics department. Central Maine Community College in Auburn. Find your passion. Go to cmcc.edu.
Whittemore & Sons, your Coyote tractor dealer. Dependable sales and service for over 50 years. We are located on the Waterville Road in Skowhegan. Sales and service by a family who cares.
Nothing brings people together like good food, so when you're cooking for the ones you love, why trust anyone but Joseph's Market? Joseph's Market is famous for their fine meats. Plus, no one makes sausage like Joseph's. They have 32 rotating flavors like Mexican chorizo, teriyaki pineapple, or spinach and feta, so there's something for everyone. You know, an apron is just a cape worn backwards, so be a superhero at your next cookout with fresh meat and sausage from Joseph's Market on Front Street in Waterville. Find them at josephsmarketmaine.com and like them on Facebook.
For us, it's a family business that is steeped in tradition. You know, our relationship with Waterville goes back a long ways. Over the years, we've been fortunate enough to grow and we've been able to grow with the town. We look at the work that we do as something bigger than just the sale of a car or the servicing of an automobile. We're here to be a part of something bigger than just ourselves by giving back to the community with our time and our energy, because it's all about taking care of people.
Notice the price of gas and oil lately? Thinking about a pellet stove? Pellets are a renewable resource that are economical, and pellet stoves don't have to be ugly or loud. Come talk to us at Somerset Stone & Stove. Let us explain why now is the best time to have your pellet stove installed. Wouldn't you love to have a gas stove or fireplace designed for your home? Let Somerset Stone & Stove design and install a Regency gas stove or fireplace that is just right for you. Let us customize your Regency gas stove or fireplace while you enjoy the beauty and warmth. Visit Somerset Stone & Stove in Oakland.
Over 30 years ago, Paul and Jonna Bowen set out on a mission to help aging Mainers stay in their own homes. Assistance Plus grew from their passion, dedication, and integrity, where clients come first. Today, Assistance Plus serves not only the elderly, but clients with developmental and behavioral health challenges. Assistance Plus, here for you today and through all points of your life.
Looking to begin or further your career in manufacturing and don't know where to start? Midstate Machine is in need of CNC machinists at our Winslow facility, where we manufacture components for some of the most exciting industries: aerospace, defense, power generation. I'm Jeremy Stanford, manufacturing manager, and I personally want to invite you to come learn about the great pay and benefits Midstate Machine has to offer. To apply, visit midstateusa.com. That's midstateusa.com, an equal opportunity employer. Come grow with us.
I came for a visit and I just fell in love with it.
They just want to see you be you and just excel.
There's a lot of opportunities here.
It really gives me time to figure out what I want to do with my life.
It's a good stepping stone to get to where you want to be.
The tuition is definitely part of what brought me here.
You know, credits transfer, that's huge, especially for a community college when you're trying to figure out what you want.
CM's the best place. Honestly, it's the best place. You got to be here to experience it.
Randy Belanger purchased the Harry J. Smith Company over 7 years ago, knowing his customers expected the same quality service as they have always received for over 100 years. With 10 bays and 12 employees, we can have most of your repairs done the same day. Whether it's on your car, truck, or RV, we can handle it. Just call us and let us go to work for you. The Harry J. Smith Company, 13 Sanger Avenue in Waterville, keeping your vehicle on the road for over 100 years and doing it the right way.
201 Tire, Battery, and Service on the Goodyear credit card for all your auto needs with great benefits. 6-month financing when you buy $250 or more. Subject to credit approval, terms and conditions apply. Double savings on select Goodyear tires via mail-in rebate. Accepted at Exxon and Mobil locations nationwide. The Goodyear credit card, the complete solution. 201 Tire, Battery, and Service on the Augusta-Vassalboro line. Get yours. Apply now.
Oh, please start.
You wouldn't allow your car to bypass its maintenance, would you?
Hey, Jen, would you look this up on your computer?
Oh, wish I could. This office computer is so slow.
How about your computer maintenance? Trust the pros at Computer Improvements. They can come on site or stop by, handling general maintenance, antivirus protection, hardware upgrades. And Computer Improvements can set you up with solid-state hardware memory, giving your operating system wicked fast response time due to less moving parts, so your day isn't like this. Contact Computer Improvements to schedule your service today. Computer Improvements, downtown Skowhegan.
Mike Violet, AJ Knight, back here live at Veterans Field in Oakland, about ready to get rolling here today as Messalonskee and Oxford Hills get ready to play field hockey. In goal for Messalonskee, Adriana Pettengill, the sophomore, will start today as she has all year long for Katie Brand, and for Haley Holman, it will be senior Gabby Wright in goal. Wright will defend the goal to our left for this one, and Pettengill to our right. Tristan Derenberger is not starting. She is dressed. She did take part in pre-game warm-ups, but she is not starting as she comes back from some undisclosed injury. I'm not sure what it is. But
wouldn't be hockey if it wasn't a mystery injury.
Right. I don't know if it's a lower body injury or an upper body injury. But she did take part in now she's on the field. So she wasn't introduced. She's right down below us to the right there in the center. So She is playing. So forget everything I just said.
It's just some secret lineup adjustments right before the start of the game.
These
obviously.
coaches, man, they're always, always very secretive.
Yeah.
About things, shall we say. All right, set to go. Oxford Hills with the ball. And the Vikings get it started. It's back to Lauren Millett. Millett goes right by Darren Berger, who's one of the great athletes, male or female, ever at Oxford Hills High School. Great softball player. We saw her last spring when Skowhegan played softball against Oxford Hills for the Class B North Championship. And we've got a stoppage here, and this is going to be a Messalonskee ball. This is Chloe Mishu. Mishu back to the top to Alexander. Peyton Alexander gets it inside. This is Stevens. Stevens, Alexander, the captains of this team. That is right in front and right out of the gate here. In the first 50 seconds, we've got our first penalty corner, and it goes to Messalonskee.
Yeah, Messalonskee draws a penalty corner. I don't think there was a save made there. Oxford Hills did a good job packing the box, basically, but you give up a golden opportunity.
And I believe this is Alexander on the dish. Actually, it was. Yes, it is Alexander. It goes over now to Stevens. Stevens slides it over. It's loose right in front, and we're going to do it again.
They're trying to look for a redirect. I think that's... Man, those numbers are hard to read.
Wicked small, especially the singles.
Yeah, there's somebody down there who got a little deflection. Hard to see the number.
So Peyton Alexander again, second penalty corner. That one back to the top. The slide over. The shot is kicked out there. Good save by Gabby Wright. Loose right there on the doorstep, and they'll do it again. Boy, that was a blazing shot. And that, on the shot, there was Elsie Bell, the freshman that we were raving about a few weeks ago, getting the start here today.
Yeah, no surprise to me that she's worked her way into the starting lineup.
She has a motor that doesn't stop. All right, to the top it goes. Stevens lets it fly. It's blocked in front, I believe, by a Messalonskee player inadvertently. It's loose over there on the far side. Veda Person trying to clear it, and now we are going to have Oxford Hills with the ball.
Yeah, get a re-look at the replay here. Yeah, it's tough to tell. There's just a lot of bodies in there. I don't think that Wright had to make that save. I think you're right. I think it hit a teammate, but there's just a lot of bodies packed in there.
All right, Eagles break it in after the steal. And working it off on the far side, Veda Person given back, though, to Messalonskee. So the Eagles with a heat on early, 2 penalty corners already. Inside the circle, right side, Messalonskee applying pressure, and we've got a free hit.
Yeah, you're going to back it out of the circle here and get a quick restart.
All right, between the legs. And Messalonskee forced wide, and now it's cleared out of there by Cassie Turgeon. And this will go to Oxford Hills. So the Vikings hemmed in here in the first 3 minutes plus. And Messalonskee with the better of it. And the Vikings give it away. And that's the kind of thing that they can't continue to do. They have been hemmed in here, and they had a chance there. And they went to the sideline where probably going to the middle was the place to go.
Yeah, here, and this is I think, what tracks for Messalonskee. While they don't put up big goal-scoring numbers, if there's anything that's definitely been true of what we've seen from them so far this season, possession. And they will just wear your team down and not let you get past midfield. And eventually, I mean, as we saw against Hampton Academy, they scored 9 goals. Their goalie made 24 saves. I mean, any goalie facing 33 shots is a bad day.
Alexander for Messalonskee on the far sideline. Poked it ahead. Ball just kind of bopping around there, and now it goes to Oxford Hills. All right, unable to get under it, so it's kept in by Messalonskee, and boy, are they hemmed in big time. Messalonskee with all the pressure rides down the sideline for the Eagles. I think that's Miranda Wrigley or Lexis Spain, one of the two. At the circle. Going through there is Abby Stevens, and Stevens, as she advances, it's a penalty corner.
That was a heck of a move there by Stevens to get through to split the double team and then basically draw the the penalty corner here. Already number 4.
4 penalty corners, and Peyton Alexander on the dish. 10 minutes to go in the first. No score yet. To the top to Stevens. Stevens inside the circle. A bouncer goes up. Kept alive by Messalonskee. Swept up. It's kicked away. Still loose there right near the goal mouth. Out in front trying to sweep it there. Ventimiglia. Loose. Poked at. Now at the edge of the circle. Jumping up is Wrigley. Stevens again inside, and a whistle, and it's going to go to Oxford Hills.
There's a lot of shots there. I think at least 3 saves. I mean, just relentless pressure after pressure again and again.
Plenty of heat by Messalonskee. First 5.5 minutes has been all theirs. Knocked out of bounds on the far side by Chloe Mishu. They have taken it right to Oxford Hills. All right, Vikings ball, far side, right in front of their bench. Messalonskee all over it, though. Eagles steal. They run it up. It is loose right there at the side of the net, and we're going to get yet another penalty corner.
I mean, this is what tracks for this Messalonskee team, is that they're gonna wear you down. They're going to possess the ball, and eventually, I mean, that last penalty corner, while they don't score a goal, they get credited by my count for 3 shots on goal.
Yeah, that was Ventimiglia that forced the issue there. Alexander to Bell, inside, nice pass, the shot by Stevens is blocked.
How about that save?
Wow, that was a beauty.
Look at this one as Stevens goes for that, and it's a sliding save there by Wright. Heck of a play. Nice passing, too, to set that up, by the way, with the little tic-tac-toe.
Yep, design play, and it worked exactly the way they drew it up. And again, Oxford Hills gives up possession. Messalonskee whacks it in. It's Miranda Wrigley. Right at the 30-yard line there, stolen by Stevens. Stevens stick handles. Now plays it back. Messalonskee will reset. Over on the near side to Mishu. Chloe, stick handles. Nice move over to Stevens. Stevens takes it up. Tries to get it to Bell. Bell does end up with it. Bell. Back it goes. It's blocked. The shot by Mishu. Loose inside the circle, and we're going to get a penalty corner. This will be number 6.
The miss way back when Messalonskee started that break, Bean had a chance just past her stick. She was in a passing lane, just missed the deflection, could have created an opportunity going the other way.
Peyton Alexander for the 6th time already. Over on the right, the shot by Mishu is blocked. She got stuffed there. Good defensive play by Vader Person, and it's going to go to Oxford Hills.
Not the way you drew it up, but like I said, this game to me felt a lot like what we saw from York at Skowhegan as Oxford Hills passes that one just out of bounds.
They've done that, what, 3 or 4 times?
Yeah. It didn't even really feel like anybody was actually over there. But where Oxford Hills can play defense, but, man, you're asking a lot of your defense. That 6 penalty corners we're what, halfway through the first quarter?
A little bit more, yes. All right, back deep it goes to Alexander. Peyton ready for the restart. Goes in, taken back. Messalonskee with numbers, though. It's slid up, and this is going to go to Oxford Hills.
At this point, it maybe still a little early, but, I mean, at this point, if you're Oxford Hills, at what point, Mike, is it just chip and chase? Just get it as far down the other end as you can, and we'll figure it out from there. Right out of bounds.
They could try something else.
At some point, yeah, maybe it's still early, but from Oxford Hills, just fling it as far as you can down the Messalonskee end and see if we can go create a whistle or something.
All right, Alexander jumps it up. Messalonskee continues to turn the heat up. The attempt at a center is blocked, and it's going to go to Oxford Hills. 5.5 to go in the first. It's been all Messalonskee.
Let's see if the Vikings here can clear.
6 penalty corners to none. Well, so far it's not working out over there. Vader Person gave it away. Now Oxford Hills steals it, and they can't get it by Lexus Bain. There's a wall at that 30-yard line. Going inside is Stevens. Abby stick handles. Right outside the circle. Takes it in. Stick handles in deep. The shot is blocked. A save by Wright. The ball is loose. Another save there by Wright. Stevens still with the ball in that circle over there. Somehow able to maintain possession. Incredible. It's like her stick is a magnet and the ball is made out of steel.
That's Stevens again, 2 more shots. Already Gabby Wright, by my count, has 8 saves. Scoreboard says 3, but they're nuts. There was 2 on that play alone.
Okay. AJ has said it. The scoreboard is nuts.
There was clearly 2 on just that play.
I'm just kidding.
Wright has 8 saves.
She does.
Because God, the Vikings can't get past their own 30-yard line.
They haven't yet. Since the opening faceoff, it's been inside the 30 the entire time. There's a long one, and that ends up in, but of course it does not count. Tomorrow night we're off, or tomorrow we're off. A rare day off. We're back at it Thursday. Boys soccer in Fairfield at 6 o'clock. It's Nokomis and Lawrence in boys soccer.
Haven't had the chance to, hadn't worked out with us weather-wise. A couple other things with Nokomis. Good to see him. I know Ryan Bell will be happy, king of Newport.
Yes, we've been up to Pittsfield, but that is where our journey has ended up I-95. Yeah. We have not made it up to the hub of Maine.
This one thrown again, Oxford Hills.
I'm with you. They try this side.
Yeah, I mean, at this point, like I said, just take a golf swing because they're if they're not keeping it in bounds.
Wrigley got it up. It's Kakamo and Alexa going to the net. It got whistled dead.
Kakamo must have maybe a little offensive pass interference. I was just gonna say Oxford Hills keeps trying to go to the sidelines, and if they don't throw it out of bounds, their players are immediately hemmed in by Messalonskee. So I just take a swing.
All right, Millett.
Tried.
Pretty much fanned on it. Darrenberger up the sideline trying to pooch it up to Bean, and at least they have gotten past the 30. Millett with a restart at the 35. There's the flip. Not much of one, and it is out.
And just, again, right back to Messalonskee.
Miranda Wrigley. Nice flip up. Handled well. Inside Stevens. They'll restart it. Stevens circles. Stevens back to Alexander. Trying to get it back to Stevens. It's blocked there. Good defensive play by Cassie Turgeon. Taken back, though, by Lexus Bain. Bain keeping it alive over there, fighting Dakota Morgan with it. Messalonskee with the ball deep.
Oh, nice stop move.
Yep. On the goal line. Popped away. Can Oxford Hills clear it? Well, they get it up to the 25 at least. Checking on the sidelines is Bain, and that goes out.
I was waiting for Bain to clear that back in, but as he ran by, obviously out on Oxford Hills. Again, Oxford Hills' defense, I think, has been as good as advertised and had to have been. It's just clearing.
It's remarkable that Messalonskee hasn't scored a goal yet.
Yes.
6-0 penalty corners, tons of shots.
Yeah, I got 8 shots on goal already for the Eagles.
All kinds of pressure. Messalonskee with a steal. Down the right side, the center. Deflected by Oxford Hills outside the circle. No, still inside the circle. Wrong circle. There's a lot of circles down there, as you can see. And that one goes out, and this will be
penalty corner.
The 7th penalty corner.
Wow. Yeah, well, because I don't even think maybe on that whistle, I don't think anything to this point that Oxford Hills has as a clearing opportunity has been successful yet.
Alexander to Stevens. Abby dishes. The cut inside, and Chloe Mishu is blocked. A backhander bounces high and wide as they tried to set up Mishu there, and her backhander missed. 45 seconds left first period.
It was a heck of a defensive play there by Oxford Hills to bog that down because it looked like she was going to be able to just dribble her way right around the defender.
All right, here's Millett. And that is whistled dead, and it's going to go back to Messalonskee. Stevens. Stevens lost it on the stick handle. Got it back, though. Took it right away there from Bryn Bean. Goes in on the backhand, flips it up. In front there is Mishu, loose right at the feet of the goaltender. And a penalty corner, number 8.
Had a chance. I don't think that actually got any stick on that, but there was an opportunity there for Mishu. But I don't think she got it.
Yeah, time has run out, but obviously they'll do the penalty corner. To Stevens. Abby slaps it, kicked out by Wright. Over on the far side, Chloe Mishu sweeps it up. Inside, close, Wright comes out. The ball is there. She dives on it, and it is still loose. And now that is it for the first period. So relentless pressure applied by Messalonskee, but nothing to show for it. Score at the end of 1 from Veterans Field in Oakland. Messalonskee nothing, Oxford Hills nothing. You're watching and listening to high school field hockey on The Score.
Dixon's Country Market on the Neck Road, Benton has it all. Sunoco gas and 24-hour diesel, plus a jam-packed store with what you need to grab and go. And so much succulent food. Huge sandwiches, delicious wraps, and hand-tossed fresh dough-loaded pizza. They have drinks, snacks, fresh meat and cheese in their deli counter, plus local Lively's products that won't cost you a lot of money. And remember those whoopie pies? Delightful, delicious Dixon's Country Market in Benton, supporting local high school sports.
When you're ready to tackle your next building project, no matter how big or small, depend on Hammond Lumber Company for the products and services you need. The knowledgeable staff at Hammond Lumber will be with you every step of the way and keep your project on schedule. From free estimating and project planning to design and drafting services, an extensive product inventory with a wide variety of brands to choose from, and of course, Hammond delivers from any of their locations across Maine and New Hampshire. Hammond Lumber Company, your building project partner.
At PJ Diggs, they know septic systems. Maybe your existing system is failing or it's a new house lot. You need new installation. Call PJ Diggs. They can bring their site evaluator to design the right septic system. Headed to camp? Ditch the outhouse for a newly installed system. How about a septic system for your campsite? Imagine your own private campground. Already have a septic design? PJ Diggs can install it for you. Call 431-4299. That's 431-4299. At PJ Diggs, they know septic systems. 131 Hinkley Road, Cayman.
Mike Violet, AJ Knight, back here live at Veterans Field in Oakland. No score, but it's not because of lack of trying and opportunities by the Messalonskee Eagles. They have peppered Gabby Wright with shots and chances here in the first period.
Yeah, 10-0 shots on goal by my count, 8-0 penalty corners. No argument there, obviously. And because Oxford Hills started with the ball, did they not, right?
They did.
And then proceeded to then have to play within their own 30-yard line pretty much the entire first quarter.
Exactly. I mean, I always joke about Michaela Provost of Skowhegan needing 5-hour energy. Well, as this keeps up, Amanda Pettengill's going to have to borrow some of that from her.
Hope she's dressed warm enough.
Exactly. Back it goes to Lauren Millett, up to Darren Berger. Darren Berger actually handles the ball for the first time. Bryn Bean has it. Bean inside the 35. How about that? But that didn't last long. Abby Stevens right back with it over midfield. Rolls it up. Great handle here by Stevens. Gets it inside the circle. Run down, though, by Vader Person. That's going to go out, and that belongs to Oxford Hills.
Yeah, I think for the Vikings, you can't dribble a whole lot because Messalonskee, if there's one thing I think they do a good job of, and I think we saw it especially against Skowhegan and definitely against Hamden, they will collapse quickly on ball handlers, as you see here pinned against the sideline.
Yeah, 2-on-1. You get the feeling, though, the way we are right now. Oh, your phone? I think your athletic director might have taken it, Mr. Foy. The field hockey music phone is missing that we are always seemingly half in charge of up here before the game.
He might have Vini Vici'd that because I don't remember seeing him grab it.
Yeah, it's not under my stuff, and that is my phone.
He plugged his in for the anthem, so he obviously touched it. Yeah, I think he's
Chad
got it.
Foy right now, the likely
suspect.
Only suspect in the crime of the Messalonskee field hockey phone. You get the feeling that if Messalonskee gets one, the floodgates are going to open up, and a save by Wright. She had to make that very quickly with the right stick/foot.
That was a nice play there by Ventimiglia, I think, that just ended up she just didn't get stopped. Nobody stepped to her.
And a stoppage there, and it'll be Oxford Hills on the restart as Kaya Joseph made the play over there. So Lauren Millett will go over, and they've tried the sideline every single time over there, and it just doesn't work. And again, they try to get it there and can't do it. There's nobody open there.
That looked like it was a pass to Bain.
Exactly. Here's Abby Stevens inside, a shot looking for a tip, and it rolls by the far post. Abby looking for somebody to redirect it there, even if it was off a Vikings player. Didn't happen.
Ventimiglia was right there and just missed it. Stevens nearly. I don't know if there was enough space there because Wright did a nice job extending, but if she's able to hug that in just a little bit, she catches that inside pipe.
All right, Millett trying to get it up to Darrenberger, taken away by Mishu. Chloe got it to Stevens. Abby goes right to the net. Stevens up there looking for a tip in front again. I believe that was Ventimiglia, and again it goes wide.
That was a great pass. Yes, you were right, Mike. Ventimiglia right there on the doorstep, just couldn't track it down. Wright also did a nice job of making Ventimiglia maybe not uncomfortable, but closing down the space.
All right, Lauren Millett again. Guess what? It's intercepted. That's Bell. Bell right to the net. A bouncer up. Ventimiglia on the doorstep. Loose right dives out there. And running it off is Cora Pierce on the far side, at least temporarily. On it for Messalonskee, Zoe Gilbert. But it's going to go to the Vikings with 11.5 to go in the first half. No score. Not from lack of effort or opportunity by Messalonskee.
I tell you what, the Oxford Hills defense is going to make the Oxford Hills offense run laps. If the way this game keeps going this way.
Yeah, kind of like the Patriots defense would like to do to the Patriots offense.
Yeah, yes.
If we had whatever the field hockey equivalent is of a spray chart, i.e. a possession chart that just filled in, the whole side from the 30 in would be black.
Yeah.
Or red in this case for Messo.
Normally, yeah, for the game like this, right, in soccer, they normally break the field into thirds, right, your offensive, defensive zones and midfield, and Oxford Hills has maybe gotten it actually past the 30 twice.
Eagles still at it, swept inside. Picked off there by Kaya Joseph. Joseph sweeps it to the far side. Messalonskee, of course, right on it. They take it right to the net in front, and it is blocked. And what's the call here? It's going to be Messalonskee's ball at the 25.
That free hit here, I think, on the deflection. Surprised Bain hasn't gotten a little bit more involved, considering I think she's their best power shot.
Yeah, Bain and Stevens, it's close, but she does have a wicked shot, that's for sure. Backhanded by Abby, looks for a tip, but it was blown dead just as she fired it away.
Yeah, I think got a little bit too loose with the stick. Yeah, Steven, I'm with you, Stevens or Bain, but especially I think Bain being a little bit more involved. They've had 8 penalty corners, and I don't think Bain's touched it once.
No, not yet. Oh, there she is. You called her name. She slides it over to Stevens. Poked away. Good defensive play down low by Dakota Morgan. Still kept alive by Messalonskee in the far corner for the Eagles. Zoe Gilbert. Gilbert deep. Gilbert centers. It bounces inside the circle. Loose, and it's blown dead.
She's going to get that, I think, called for the stick coming up a little bit too close to the defender. Man, this Oxford Hills defense, though, I mean, we talked about it. Again, only 17 goals given up in, was it 13 games, something like that? So little more than 1 goal a game, and you can see why. They've been under pressure the entire, 15 minutes of game time we've had?
Yeah, and Gabby Wright is a good goaltender, too.
Yes, I've got her down, like I said, 11 saves, 10 in the first quarter.
She played really well in the game we saw against Skowhegan a couple of weeks ago.
Yes.
That game could have been a lot worse. Here's Darrenberger. Left it back there for Bean, or checked that by Kaya Joseph. On the restart, Joseph with it. And again, she tried to go to the sidelines. It was blocked. She was passing it, I guess, to Bean way too far ahead. And
it feels like Oxford Hill's kind of telegraphing their passes to a certain extent, too, because Messalonskee's just in the passing lane.
Every time. Eagles come away with it. To the circle, inside the circle, and running it off there is Lauren Miller, who hustled back into the play nicely.
Yeah, I think that was Bell. She was looking for
Bell will restart.
I think she was looking for Kakamos right there on the back door.
Rolls out. Bain kept it alive. Bain again ties up Millett. And a whistle. Actually, not a whistle, just a restart.
Little break for Oxford Hills. Messo's played mostly fast on those restarts, but they get a little break here because Bain was going to center that without a lot of
Told
traffic.
Lexus to stop. Bain. Wheels around the defender. Bain to the circle. Bain trying to go in front. The backhand is blocked. It's run off there by Millett, taken back by Stevens. Stevens flips it over. It's behind the goalie right, and Messalonskee can't poke it home.
There's your opportunity. Wright got out of position, and I think Kakamo and I think Ventimiglia both had great opportunities. Ventimiglia, I think, actually the one that got to take the shot opportunity, just couldn't put it on.
7:25 left first half. A dominant territorial edge by Messalonskee, but nothing to show for it. All the stats going their way, but they can't put the biscuit in the basket. This is Massey. Massey to Veyu. To Mishu. Chloe backs it out. Tries to kick it back after a fake. Goes to Stevens now at the 25. Stevens curls in. Stevens inside the circle. A shot blocked. Loose behind, and Wright reaches out with the glove and is able to keep it out of the net.
How about that? Stevens takes that initial shot, as you'll see here on the replay, and I don't think it totally gets through, but on the back door, is that Bell or Kakamo? Gets a deflection off an Oxford Hills player and then a scramble there and just couldn't put it in.
All right, to the middle of the field. Oxford Hills able to get it over midfield. Not for long, though, down on the far side. Messalonskee able to slow it down, but now Oxford Hills gets it on the restart. So the first venture into the offensive zone beyond the 40. And doesn't last long as Lexus Bain steals it. Lexus up the right.
As a Chicago Bears fan, my dad's favorite reference, because the Bears generally stink as they do this year, is he likes talking about there was, I think it was Butkus, once famously was quoted as saying to the offense after coming off the field, "Hey, hold them."
The late, great Dick Butkus,
Yes.
who we just lost a few days ago. Yeah. And I can hear those all right out in front, and it's missed there by Kakamo. It bounced up, and I think we're going to get a penalty corner out of it. We are, who we lost just a few days ago, and I can hear that coming out of Butkus' mouth in a very snarky way
Yes.
right now. Hey, hold him. It's amazing, a team with Gale Sayers.
Right?
You know?
Walter Payton.
I mean, they drafted Sayers and Butkus back-to-back.
Yes.
In the third and fourth picks. And they never had a quarterback. That's kicked out by Wright. And we're going to get another one. This will be number 10. They never had a quarterback. They had some great defensive players. Had Gale Sayers. Never had a quarterback.
I got to see. I'll wait till after this penalty corner.
All right, to the top it goes. The windup there, it's blocked. That was Chloe Mishu.
And Mishu was going to just, if anybody was getting to get in that way, there's a chance it would have went through him with how much she wound
It's
out.
like she was splitting wood there.
Yeah. I had to see a clip went viral of Butkus I'd never seen before. He was playing, I think, the Cowboys and intercepted the ball, immediately turned.
Oh, yeah, he taunted the defender.
Taunted the tight end,
yes.
and then took off.
Yes, classic. But my favorite one is when they're lined up for the extra point, and Bobby Douglas is holding, the snap is bad, and Butkus is, of course, blocking on the end, so he goes out for a pass, catches the pass in the end zone for the 2, holds it out to the defender, who slaps it into the crowd. That's one of my favorites of NFL film stuff. That's one of my favorites of Butkus. What the greatest middle linebacker I've ever seen, and the most vicious, ferocious football player in the history of the NFL.
He's a big hitter.
Undoubtedly. The true monster of the Midway. He certainly lived up to the name. Inside again, right again, down, and again the ball got very close to her, then swept out, and we're going to have another penalty corner. And this is going to be number 11.
Yeah, no real shot there. They kind of Messalonskee was able to center it, but Oxford Hills just deciding, nope, enough with that, and they pitch it out again, as that's number 11 already. Even in the, just for reference, in the Hampden Academy game where Messalonskee won 9-0, The penalty corners in that, I believe, were either 16-1 or 16-2.
Elsie Bell's going to wheel and deal here. Sweeps it out to Alexander. Peyton lets it fly, and a save by Wright. That was a vicious shot, and Wright with the save.
That one had some mustard on it.
All right, back in the Messalonskee zone, Natalie Quimby got it up very quickly into Mishu, swept away there on a good defensive play by Cora Pierce. Still at the circle. Now Oxford Hills able to come away with it. Working it out is Abby Toohey. Up near midfield, here come the Vikings. A rare foray into foreign territory.
Yeah, Vikings, I think, made a mistake there by that Vikings player. Kind of really held up. There was a lot of space to work with.
Stevens, 2.5 to go in the half. We're scoreless. Lead down the right side. Eagles able to catch up to it. Inside the circle, pass is deflected, kicked away by Wright as it rolls in. That's Bell down there. Should have known that. Bell steals. Elsie Bell. And they will award it to Oxford Hills. 2 minutes to go in the half. This has got to be one of the most lopsided scoreless games late in a half ever.
Yeah. I mean, again, 14-0 shots on goal, 11-0 penalty corners, 0-0 tie.
Alexander at the 45, up to Mishu. It went through her, also went through Gracie Hart, who's on for Oxford Hills, and it goes out. So it'll be the Vikes ball here. Lauren Millett, right down below us, wearing number 22. We'll start it up here with 1:25 to go in the half. No score. Tried to flick it, got nothing on it. Picked off by Mishu. Mishu for Massey. Massey to Stevens. Abby curls inside the circle. Stevens with a shot. It's saved there by Wright, and she kicks the loose ball out. Well, the MVP of the first half is Gabby Wright.
That is an understatement. That's already Stevens' 6th shot, by the way.
That's unbelievable. All right, Messo to put it into play. 50 seconds left in the second quarter. Back to Bain. Lexus knocked out. She'll start it back with 40. Bain by one defender. Blocked, then she got it back inside the circle. It's right there on the doorstep. Can they get it? It's still loose, and we're going to get a penalty corner. Boy, a golden opportunity there. Chloe Massey was up and had a shot at it. This is penalty corner number 12.
Yep. Taking a look at the replay here. Wright hits the deck, and I don't think Wright never has to make a play, and a good job by the Oxford Hills defense to just kind of get in the way and then clear that out.
You're going to hear the horn here in a couple of seconds. Disregard. They will play through it here to finish. There it is. The shot is in. How about that? Right at the end of the first half, just inside the circle, it is a goal, and it is Chloe Mishu.
I'd say Bell took the initial shot here, but I thought there was a deflection. I think that looked like Alexander. Mishu went and got it.
She did. We'll wait for the announcement. So Messalonskee literally scores with no time left on the clock. And let's wait before we go to break.
I'll show you the replay here one more time. Bell takes the shot. Alexander was the one down there on the deflection. But my replay stops before we get it, so I'm curious to see who.
How about neither of them? How about Peyton Alexander?
Just said Alexander. She's down there. So give Bell gets the assist. Alexander gets the goal.
All right, so Peyton Alexander with the goal with no time left on the clock, and that is the only tally of the first half. A dominant first half by the Messalonskee Eagles. Score at halftime is Messalonskee 1, Oxford Hills nothing. Our halftime show brought to you by Hammond Lumber Company. Coming up next on Sports Radio 1160 WSKW, The Score.
Are you fed up with high prices at the pump? Do monthly utility bills drain your wallet?
If you're nodding your head yes, Renewal by Andersen is your best solution. They custom build and install weather-tight replacement windows and back them with a generous, fully transferable limited warranty.
Call now to schedule your free design consultation. Plus, take advantage of this limited time offer with incredible savings and attractive financing. Don't miss out. Call Renewal by Andersen today.
Central Maine Community College in Auburn. Over 40 academic degrees and programs recognized as some of the best in the United States. Nursing, criminal justice, forensics, psychology, IT, education, culinary arts, and so much more. Offering one of the lowest tuition rates in New England. Plus, a top-seeded national champion producing athletics department. Central Maine Community College in Auburn. Find your passion. Go to cmcc.edu.
Whittemore & Sons, your Coyote tractor dealer. Dependable sales and service for over 50 years. We are located on the Waterville Road in Skowhegan. Sales and service by a family who cares.
Nothing brings people together like good food, so when you're cooking for the ones you love, why trust anyone but Joseph's Market? Joseph's Market is famous for their fine meats. Plus, no one makes sausage like Joseph's. They have 32 rotating flavors like Mexican chorizo, teriyaki pineapple, or spinach and feta, so there's something for everyone. You know, an apron is just a cape worn backwards, so be a superhero at your next cookout with fresh meat and sausage from Joseph's Market on Front Street in Waterville. Find them at josephsmarketmaine.com and like them on Facebook.
For us, it's a family business that is steeped in tradition. You know, our relationship with Waterville goes back a long ways. Over the years, we've been fortunate enough to grow, and we've been able to grow with the town. We look at the work that we do as something bigger than just the sale of a car or the servicing of an automobile. We're here to be a part of something bigger than just ourselves by giving back to the community with our time and our energy, because it's all about taking care of people.
Notice the price of gas and oil lately? Thinking about a pellet stove? Pellets are a renewable resource that are economical, and pellet stoves don't have to be ugly or loud. Come talk to us at Somerset Stone & Stove. Let us explain why now is the best time to have your pellet stove installed. Wouldn't you love to have a gas stove or fireplace designed for your home? Let Somerset Stone & Stove design and install a Regency gas stove or fireplace that is just right for you. Let us customize your Regency gas stove or fireplace while you enjoy the beauty and warmth. Visit Somerset Stone & Stove in Oakland.
Over 30 years ago, Paul and Jonna Bowen set out on a mission to help aging Mainers stay in their own homes. Assistance Plus grew from their passion, dedication, and integrity, where clients come first. Today, Assistance Plus serves not only the elderly, but clients with developmental and behavioral health challenges. Assistance Plus, here for you today and through all points of your life.
Looking to begin or further your career in manufacturing and don't know where to start? Midstate Machine is in need of CNC machinists at our Winslow facility, where we manufacture components for some of the most exciting industries: aerospace, defense, power generation. I'm Jeremy Stanford, manufacturing manager, and I personally want to invite you to come learn about the great pay and benefits Midstate Machine has to offer. To apply, visit midstateusa.com. That's midstateusa.com, an equal opportunity employer. Come grow with us.
Mike Violet, AJ Knight, back here live at Veterans Field in Oakland. It is halftime. It's brought to you by Hammond Lumber Company, serving Maine and New Hampshire from 22 locations. Your building project partner, HammondLumber.com. As dominant a first half as any field hockey team has had against another field hockey team. So if you had seen this first half and heard the numbers, not seen the first half, and heard the numbers when it comes to penalty corners, 12-0 in favor of Messalonskee. What are the shots?
I've got 16-0 shots on goal.
16-0. You would think it's probably 10-0 Messalonskee, yet it's just 1-0. One is the loneliest number, and that one came with no time left in the first half on a goal off a penalty corner with no time left.
Yeah, just finally, I think the opportunities that Oxford Hills had given up specifically from the penalty corners finally paid off. As you see, Bell gets it here, takes a shot, and you just get the deflection. And I think Wright might have been beat there because I think Alexander was a little bit outside of it, but still, I mean, they said you give up 12 penalty corners, 16 shots on goal. And that's not even how many times the ball was in a danger position for the Vikings. They couldn't clear because realistically, by our count, maybe 3 times they got outside of their own 30. you're playing with fire. And again, this is a Messalonskee team that really doesn't blow anybody out, and it's an Oxford Hills team that has a very good defense, as we've seen. But the Vikings, I think, aided the Eagles by saying, you know what, 99% of the first half, we're just going to keep it inside our 30 and see how this goes.
Gabby Wright had a terrific first half, the goalkeeper for Oxford Hills, seeing 16 shots and making 15 saves, 12 penalty corners, relentless pressure by Messalonskee. I'm not exaggerating here. 98% of the time spent inside the 30-yard line by Messalonskee here in the first half. I mean, literally less than a minute is the amount of time of possession that Oxford Hills had over the 50-yard line.
Yeah, in the first half, not just a period, too, right. Because they just really struggled to clear. I would imagine that would have to be one of the halftime adjustments, because whatever they're trying to do, Messalonskee either has it scouted well or is anticipating, because they keep trying to pass along the sideline, and it either ends up with a Vikings player who immediately gets double-teamed against the sideline, or it goes out of bounds, in which case you don't really give any breath of fresh air to your defense because immediately you're back on guard.
And do you wonder why Messalonskee has such a good varsity field hockey program? Just look out on the field right now and see these youngsters, these young women out there playing field hockey. We see them. There seems like there's 100 of them at Skowhegan when we're there for games.
Yes.
And, this is just part of the youth field hockey league that they have here at Messalonskee, and it's why this program is so good. First half goal, 1. Peyton Alexander, a product of this farm league, or this farm, feeder system. A 1-0 lead for Messalonskee as the Eagles outshot Oxford Hills 16-0 in the first half, 12-0 when it comes to corner kicks. Halftime brought to you by Hammond Lumber Company, serving Maine and New Hampshire from 22 locations, your building project partner. 1-0 Messo back with second half field hockey action from Oakland after this.
I came for a visit and I just fell in love with it.
They just want to see you be you and just excel.
There's a lot of opportunities here.
It really gives me time to figure out what I want to do with my life.
It's a good stepping stone to get to where you want to be.
The tuition is definitely part of what brought me here.
Credits transfer, that's huge, especially for a community college when you're trying to figure out what you want.
CM's the best place. Honestly, it's the best place. You got to be here to experience it.
Randy Belanger purchased the Harry J. Smith Company over 7 years ago, knowing his customers expected the same quality service as they have always received for over 100 years. With 10 bays and 12 employees, we can have most of your repairs done the same day. Whether it's on your car, truck, or RV, we can handle it. Just call us and let us go to work for you. The Harry J. Smith Company, 13 Sanger Avenue in Waterville, keeping your vehicle on the road for over 100 years and doing it the right way.
201 Tire, Battery, and Service on the Goodyear credit card for all your auto needs with great benefits. 6-month financing when you buy $250 or more. Subject to credit approval, terms and conditions apply. Double savings on select Goodyear tires via mail-in rebate. Accepted at Exxon and Mobil locations nationwide. The Goodyear credit card, the complete solution. 201 Tire, Battery, and Service on the Augusta-Vassalboro line. Get yours. Apply now.
Oh, please start.
You wouldn't allow your car to bypass its maintenance, would you?
Hey, Jen, would you look this up on your computer?
Oh, wish I could. This office computer is so slow.
How about your computer maintenance? Trust the pros at Computer Improvements. They can come on site or stop by, handling general maintenance, antivirus protection, hardware upgrades, and Computer Improvements can set you up with solid-state hardware memory, giving your operating system wicked fast response time due to less moving parts, so your day isn't like this. Contact Computer Improvements to schedule your service today. Computer Improvements, downtown Skowhegan.
Dixon's Country Market on the Neck Road, Benton has it all. Sunoco gas and 24-hour diesel, plus a jam-packed store with what you need to grab and go. And so much succulent food. Huge sandwiches, delicious wraps, and hand-tossed fresh dough-loaded pizza. They have drinks, snacks, fresh meat and cheese in their deli counter, plus local Lively's products that won't cost you a lot of money. And remember those whoopie pies? Delightful, delicious Dixon's Country Market in Benton, supporting local high school sports.
Mike Violet, AJ Knight, and the lovely Ashley is our videographer here this afternoon as we move on to the second half of high school field hockey on the score. Messalonskee with the ball and a slim 1-0 lead on a goal by Peyton Alexander with no time left on the clock to end the first half.
This is my first experience with field hockey. Actually, that was not the first half, but it was how Lawrence won. One of the state championships were here. It was Lawrence and Skowhegan, and both games were super close. I think it was Lawrence, actually. That's how they won, is at the end of regulation. Ooh, that hurt. Skowhegan, of course, had a very close game in a revenge game with Cheverus.
Which last night won its 43rd regular season game in a row.
Well, Messalonskee was so big about Messalonskee beating Skowhegan. It was the first regular season loss in some 2 years, but those two teams have traded state championships in crazy seasons.
All right, Bell to Ventimiglia. The Ventimiglia inside the circle, slides it up. It's deflected. It rolls wide. And Wright is on the ground again. She has spent a lot of time diving around there, trying to come up with loose balls, stolen by Bain. Bain belts it up, looking for a tip, and Wright very aggressive. It's right there. Did it go in? Yes.
That one, I think Wright actually made that play for her offense, because that pass, as you'll see here, Bain gets the steal. Bain's going to fire this. Wright is going to jump out. That's not on goal. And then finally, Kakamo from the backside there is able to chip it in.
Alexa score a goal, and Kakamo did. And it's 2-0.
But Wright diving down on that one made it so that that was in play for Alexa Kakamo to go backside.
So Kakamo scores, the sophomore with the goal to make it 2-0. Comes at 1:06. Oxford Hills advances the ball into the Messalonskee zone. Bryn Bean got it up. My gosh, it's inside the circle for the first time. And quickly it's run off. And Messalonskee advances it out. Eagles break out. 3 up for Messalonskee. Down the sidelines for the Eagles, it's Ventimiglia. Taken away from her from behind, a whistle. Restart here for Messo. So Messalonskee quickly has doubled its lead. Took him 30 minutes to score in the first half. Took him 1:06 to score in the second.
Wright got a little bit too aggressive, and kind of that set up the whole play for Messalonskee.
Bain. Whacked inside high, and about midsection high, knocked down by Oxford Hills. It squirted over to Kaya Joseph, and then they whistle it dead.
I think that hits stick, but man, especially in this weather, when you hear that, you hold your breath just a little bit.
Yeah, you're lucky it's not bone if it makes that sound, because if it is, you're going down with a broken something or other. Although the wind has died down, so it's not as chilly as it was, and it is cleared out there by Oxford Hills. Nope, just cleared out by Messo.
Yeah, because if there's one thing, as we quote all the time, right, as Messalonskee has told us, they didn't build this field and spend the money they did not to play in any weather.
Right.
Clearly, also, they want to show off the lights as much as they can, too, because we get a lot of night games out here.
Yeah, the lights here are great. Very, very good lights.
Yes.
You can really see well.
Yes.
All right, play near midfield. Oxford Hills trying to get something cooking offensively. No attempts at all on Adriana Pettengill. She's had nothing close resembling a shot.
There again, Oxford Hills at least gets it past midfield, but it's just no credible threat, really.
All right, up the middle to Stevens. Abby rolls it over midfield. Ahead of steam. Lays it over to the net. There was Ventimiglia. She couldn't get it.
How about this? You get to see the replay here. Stevens didn't get a ton on that, but a nice redirect on that pass. Ventimiglia, though, got twisted up, as I think she was trying to cut across the face of the goalie instead of backside.
11:10 left in the third quarter. It is 2-0 Messalonskee. It's Hannah Fair playing it up. Stoppage. They're going to restart.
Yeah, free hit, I think, from about the 20 here for the Eagles.
Well, they're going to move it up now to the 14-ish. Bain.
Nice move.
Little tip move there right through Lily Hammond. And they're going to make her restart it yet again. Bain. That deflected, and no worse for the wear is the Oxford Hills Viking, who took that.
Might have caught a shin guard.
On the shin, yeah, that was Lily Hammond. That's why they wear them. Tipped up, knocked down. Tic-tac-toed around. It comes over to Stevens. Stevens stick handles. Inside the circle. The shot didn't get much on it. Wright kicked it out. And a whistle. And perhaps we are going to get our first penalty corner of the second half. And number 13.
I'm going to give Stevens a shot on that one, even though I think it was intended as a pass, but it still had to be stopped. Regardless, ends up in a penalty corner.
Peyton Alexander will do the honors. To Stevens. Nope, it rolls through. To Mishu. Now over to Stevens. Abby lines it up, belts it. It's blocked and then deflected in. Now, I believe the deflection was Kakamo, but let's look at the rebound.
She went and grabbed it. See what we got here on the replay. Stevens absolutely hammers this. Yeah, I think. Okay, they're gonna give it to Kakamo on the backside. As I can show you the replay one more time, you'll see. I think that's Alexander gets a swat on it, but I think they're ruling that was already in. As you see the replay here,
Alexa score a goal, and she scored another one. Kakamo with 2. It's 3-0 Messalonskee. Time of the goal 5:24. Well, didn't I say rather prophetically late in the first half, if Messalonskee gets 1, you get the feeling the floodgates might open? Is that almost a quote?
Okay. That's an exact quote, actually. You're not even paraphrasing.
So here we go. 3 goals in about 5.5 minutes. And they drive to the net still. It's Bell. Bell, about 10 feet inside the circle, lost her footing. And this will be a free hit.
Actually,
nope, it's going to be a penalty corner. Yep.
Yeah, I think it's one of those things, too, eventually for Oxford Hills. It just, I mean, statistically, right? You can't give up that many opportunities and not expect eventually the foundation to crack.
All right, the pass tips over to Mishu. Now trying to get it to Stevens outside the circle. It's blown dead, and Oxford Hills does a good job there, and they're going to get it. Swept up now by the Vikings' Veda Person. Taken back by Messo. Stevens tried to go to Bell. Intercepted there. And on the far side, out of bounds off Messalonskee.
Yeah, Bain tried to save that, couldn't do so. But again, I mean, I know we say this a lot, and I feel like it feels like a moral victory, but it is true. And we've had several games, right, where we've had these blowouts, and we always credit the goaltender despite, like the Hamden Academy. It was 9-0, but she had 24 saves. Like, What more do you want her to do?
Good work by Turgeon here. Turgeon and Bain. It's going to go to Bain.
I mean, Gabby Wright finally now, they sort of, Messalonskee's cracked the gate open a little bit, but she's got 16 saves.
Boy, Bain with a great long-distance pass there up to Massey. Taken away from Massey by Millett. Now cleared in. Nice lead pass. Can Oxford Hills take advantage? No. Hammond slowed down. A restart here for the Vikes. Picking it up. Joseph. Joseph worked it back up to Turgeon. And this is going to be a Vikings ball in good position here.
They have to cash in on this. They've had so few opportunities.
Abby Toohey slapped it up, got nothing on it. It bounced up, cleared out of there by Messalonskee. Toohey back on it. Toohey's pass, picked off by Massey, kept alive by Joseph, a whistle, and it's going to go to Messo.
Credit the Eagles for responding there. Vikings, I mean, let's a little bit of signs of life here from the Vikings offense in the third quarter. We've seen a couple forays down in this area at least.
Bain to Ventimiglia. Sophia plays it to the middle.
How about another great long pass?
Oh, great pass now. They send away Mishu. Mishu inside, kicked away by Wright. Boy, Bain to Ventimiglia to Mishu. 3 or 2 passes between 3 players, and it's going to result in another penalty corner.
That was a heck of a pass to Massey, and then Massey got trying to cross up there. That's what creates the penalty corner. But like you said, after you mentioned it, and I kind of talked over, I wanted to highlight again, you were right, Bain, another great long pass.
Alexander, who scored Messo's first goal. Stevens Over to Bain. Look out. Bain teed it up, and she didn't get much on it.
And then for the follow-through, she gets the whistle.
Yep.
And we were talking about that first half now, especially Messo's got the lead. Figure you get the big power bat somewhere in the lineup.
All right, good work defensively. Getting the ball up to Ventimiglia there was Natalie Quimby. Ventimiglia, a nice move there between the legs of Veda Person. Inside the circle, a shot, and it's kicked out by Wright off the stick of Massey.
That was a nice pass there to Massey and a good look, but a nice save by Wright.
And the fourth penalty corner. Nope, it's a restart. So let me cross that one out. And that's going to roll out. Not a good pass, a rare mistake.
I think a little miscommunication because Ventimiglia was kind of drifting in towards the goal, and that pass obviously went out towards the far corner. The other thing to point out, too, Mike, about these, I know they came off the penalty corners, but penalty corners, if you act quick, right, you get a little bit of space. One of the keys I think you mentioned in the pregame that Messalonskee had was to more passing, less dribbling.
Right. Yep.
And I think finally we're starting to see them spread Oxford Hills out as opposed to getting them bunched down there in front of the goal.
All right, Bain slowed down on the restart. Back over to Alexander. It's picked off, and breaking it out is Bean. Bean horizontally along the 45, finally played it forward. Zoe Gilbert breaks it up. Stevens at midfield. Messo comes away with it, but they blow it dead as Mishu is about ready to take it. Now Bean.
She was going to hammer that.
Yep. Back to Kea Joseph at the 45. Flicked it up. Got it past the initial Messalonskee defense. Far side, played by Bean. Bean dancing around over there, and it's knocked away as Gilbert got a stick on it.
A little bit of this guy. I think there's some coaching there more than anything. I think it was clearly Oxford Hills, but I think the coaching staff gave out some instruction before they went to retrieve it.
So Derenberger, who's had a very quiet game for Oxford Hills, will put it into play. Tristan Derenberger. Pass is blocked. This is the score. Sports Radio 1160 WSKW, Skowhegan, Waterville, Augusta. The place for local sports at 6:01. Taken back by Messalonskee. 3.5 to go in the third. The Eagles with a 3-0 lead. Messalonskee, the breakout pass ahead for Stevens. Stevens with one player to beat, and she can't beat her. Jumping up there to make the play. Trying to see the number.
20? 28?
I don't have a 28. It might have been 20. That's Canadian Mason Lee.
I think it's 20.
Yes, it is. She got the long, dark sleeves on. She made the play.
That was they open field against Stevens. That's tough.
That's scary.
Yeah. I mean, for nothing else, you're talking about a great shot or probably a penalty corner if she doesn't make that play.
So give credit there to Canadian Mason Lee, a junior, who was the only defender back. She was the only back, and she made the play. 2.5 to go in the third. 3-0 Messalonskee. The Eagles have been relentless with the pressure here. This will be a restart. Left side, about 5 yards out of the circle. Back it goes. Derenberger trying to check it. It's inside the circle. It's whistled. Penalty corner time.
16.
12 in the first half, 4 here in the second.
And these ones, I feel like all of them, obviously 12-0 is a huge disparity, but these ones feel like they've even more crucial because Messalonskee's now found some offensive rhythm.
Pass to the top, goes through Stevens. Stevens stick handles, goes to the backhand, left of the circle. And it is blown dead. It's going to go to Oxford Hills with 1.5 minutes to go in the third.
Credit to Oxford Hills, 16 penalty corners faced. They have weathered for the storm for the most part.
Stolen. Stevens rides it up. Inside the circle, the shot is blocked by Wright. And it is run out of there by Cassie Turgeon. Restart here for Messalonskee. Belted inside, and that is stopped before the shot was taken.
Stevens in that like on this last shot I can show you here, is they set up the restart here, right? So this kind of works both ways, and maybe that's the intent, because I thought there was a shot she got credit for as a pass. I think that was a shot, but on the backside, Alexander was also waiting for it. So either way, you're kind of just a real true dual threat, I guess, by the textbook definition of the word.
Good checking deep by Chloe Mish, who broke the play up for Oxford Hills, at least momentarily. Vikings get it back on the restart, and then they swat it out of bounds.
That was an issue that plagued them in the first quarter.
Yeah, at least they've been better at that here in the second half. In the first period, it really was a major problem. Ventimiglia couldn't handle. Sophia sticks with it, and a stoppage. They'll restart it here, and it'll be Veda Person.
I think she's just going to run the clock out.
It's exactly what she's going to do. 3-0 Messalonskee, a goal at the end of the first half, 2 in the third by Alexa Kakamo, and we go to the fourth quarter. It is Messalonskee 3, Oxford Hills 0. You're watching and listening to high school field hockey on the place for local sports. Sports Radio 1160 WSKW, The Score.
When you're ready to tackle your next building project, no matter how big or small, depend on Hammond Lumber Company for the products and services you need. The knowledgeable staff at Hammond Lumber will be with you every step of the way and keep your project on schedule. From free estimating and project planning to design and drafting services, an extensive product inventory with a wide variety of brands to choose from, and of course, Hammond delivers from any of their locations across Maine and New Hampshire. Hammond Lumber Company, your building project partner.
At PJ Diggs, they know septic systems. Maybe your existing system is failing or it's a new house lot. You need new installation. Call PJ Diggs. They can bring their site evaluator to design the right septic system. Headed to camp? Ditch the outhouse for a newly installed system. How about a septic system for your campsite? Imagine your own private campground. Already have a septic design? PJ Diggs can install it for you. Call 431-4299. That's 431-4299. At PJ Diggs, they know septic systems. 131 Hinkley Road, Canaan.
Are you fed up with high prices at the pump? Do monthly utility bills drain your wallet?
If you're nodding your head yes, Renewal by Andersen is your best solution. They custom build and install weather-tight replacement windows and back them with a generous, fully transferable limited warranty.
Call now to schedule your free design consultation. Plus, take advantage of this limited time offer with incredible savings and attractive financing. Don't miss out. Call Renewal by Andersen today.
Central. Mike Violet, AJ Knights, back here at Messalonskee High in Oakland. 3-0 Messalonskee as we go to the fourth period. Today's game brought to you by Central Maine Community College. More than a community college. Over 40 academic degrees and certificates. One of the lowest tuition rates in New England. And their open house is this Saturday, October 14th from 9 until noon. Find out more by going to cmcc.edu. Tour the campus. Talk to faculty, staff, students, and Denise LaFountain from CMCC is going to be in studio tomorrow morning after the 8 o'clock update.
On the morning drive and on Mix 107.9.
So we'll have her on opening drive because you want to totally want to change the name of my show. And
opening drive.
Also, she'll be
longest drive.
She'll be on the morning mix with Jay and Desiree tomorrow morning.
Yes.
I get her first, though.
Yeah. As you should, obviously, because she's a big part of what we do sports.
Indeed. We couldn't do what we do without our good friends at CMCC. So Denise LaFountain from CMCC tomorrow with me in studio on opening drive after 8 and with Jay and Desiree on the morning mix on Mix 107.9 at 8-ish.
30-ish, 15:30-ish,
yeah.
Yeah, whenever you're done with her, obviously.
Yeah, we'll do 15 good minutes. That's what we try to do. 15 good minutes in a segment. All right, Messalonskee's put together 15 good minutes times 3 tonight, and they lead it here 3-0. Swept out of the zone by Oxford Hills. Rolls right up the sideline there. Taken back by Messalonskee at midfield. Squirts to the middle, and the Eagles have open field to work with. It's played over on the right side and swept ahead. Scooting up there, Zoe Gilbert. Gilbert, right sideline, tries to get through a defender. Did get by Abby Toohey, and they stop it right there.
And Toohey got called for basically impeding. Gave it a play on, but then as soon as they touched up, back to Messalonskee.
All right, inside, Gilbert. We get a whistle there as Zoe passed it through. And they'll do it again at about the 12. And that's a pass to nowhere.
Yeah, I think she was trying to pull it through, and I think it came off the edge of her stick.
Alexander, Kakamo, and Kakamo for Messalonskee.
I feel like Alexa Kakamo always scores when we're here.
She does. What can I say?
Yeah.
I can't disagree, so therefore I agree. All right, back deep, it's Kaya Joseph. And Joseph lost it, and right back with it is Zoe Gilbert. Gilbert drives in, loose in front, right there, right kicking at it, still loose. It's cleared out now by Oxford Hills. They're just able to get it out of the circle. Hopping up there and checking it, Zoe Gilbert. And now the Vikings clear it out. And so Abby Stevens forced the issue there with good checking. So this is going to be a great opportunity here for Messalonskee. It'll be Zoe Gilbert. Gilbert, great job there, stick handling around Cassie Turgeon. But now it's going to go to the Vikings. 12-10 left in the fourth. Smacked up by Lauren Millett, can't get it through. Keeping it in is Abby Stevens. Stevens to the circle. Stevens deep. Stevens looking to dish. Stevens checked by two players, and we're going to get a penalty corner.
And it's kind of seemed like Stevens took that deep down and then maybe didn't have a plan there, but is able to just fight enough to draw the penalty corner. Number 17.
17 to zip.
And not even really, what, 1 4A maybe to the half circle for Oxford?
Adriana Pettengill, we just checked. She is, in fact, alive and awake. Back to the top. This is Bell with a blast, and it's tipped wide.
Bell got every piece of that one, trying to see if there's a deflection.
Elsie Bell is going to be a star for Messalonskee. She is got the goods.
I think Wright actually did get a piece of it, and that's why it's staying with Messalonskee. I think she got just enough of it to send it wide.
All right. So, Eagles ball at the 25. The sweep up down the far side, and Messalonskee all for naught there. They couldn't keep it in.
And I think, again, another one of those miscommunications. There was definitely some space there, and I think Bell was probably supposed to be the one that chased it down, but I think a little bit of miscommunication let that one just go over the end line.
Oxford Hills ball, 10:40 left in the fourth period. Oops, that one did catch meat on whomever it hit.
It's not Stevens, is it?
I don't know. That's her spot. Yeah, it is.
Yeah, it is.
No, it's not. Is it 19? It's not Bain. Is it 18? Is it Miranda Wrigley?
Maybe. It did not look good.
No, she's walking it off, though. Those Wrigleys, they're tough. I know them. They grow them tough here in Oakland.
I'm assuming that one lady said probably based on the fact that the way her reaction, calf or something like that, because she kind of turned to try and get out of the way.
Yep, another penalty corner.
Tell you what, this Oxford Hills team, they get Darren Berger up going again in the playoffs. This defense, if they can just find some offensive momentum, they're going to be tough as nails.
Yeah, they can play defense. I mean, that's been their calling card. This is inside the circle, and it's run off their good defensive play by Veda Person, who's made a lot of them tonight. Eagles keep the pressure on, though. Knocking it out, Bryn Bean. Nope. It deflects off a Messalonskee player, and it's going to go to Oxford Hills.
But, I mean, it'll be interesting to see, depending on how the playoff shakes out. This is a team, Oxford Hills, right? If you're not patient enough, all of a sudden they can get a rush because they're going to frustrate you defensively. I mean, I'm sure Messalonskee at halftime, that goal going in right before regulation was a little bit off their shoulders because it just felt like, how many opportunities can we get?
What do we have to do?
Yeah.
And at some point, you start to lose confidence. But that goal at the end of the half has since led to 2 Kakamo goals, both in the third, one at 1:06, one at 5:24. And it's 3-0 Messalonskee. All right, an opportunity here. They've got someone ahead of the pack. Can Oxford Hills deliver? They get it in. Bean. It's inside the circle for the first time. Bean slapping at it. And they rule it's Messalonskee's ball. So the first action inside the circle by Oxford Hills, and it comes with 8:20 left in the game.
Turgeon was so far ahead of the play, and it was wide open, and they just could not find her.
Yep, just couldn't get it through. All right, on the run-up here, it's Mishu. Check that, it's not Mishu, it's Hannah Fair. Fair, number 20. Fair, right of the circle. Hannah goes in, right in front. Good pass and a good check there. Laying the stick down on the grass, on the turf, and it blocked it, but it results in a penalty corner.
Yeah, Gabby Wright has played obviously very well. I've got her now for 20 saves. She's played very well tonight, but her defense, and we've talked obviously kind of in general about the defense, but there's another example of a play. Wright had the utmost confidence, didn't even feel like she had to really leave her zone.
To the top to Stevens. Abby inside the circle, and a bomb score. Wow.
That was an absolute laser.
That was a heat-seeking missile.
I mean, Alexander puts it, and then nobody challenges. They just wait. They're trying to crowd in close, and whew.
7:37, the time of the goal.
Stevens finds some space and just buries it.
Off a penalty corner. And so it's 4-0 Messalonskee.
Wow.
That's as hard a shot as we've seen all year.
And she got, and again, Oxford Hills didn't that mistake. I look, do I want to get hit by an Abby Stevens shot? No. Absolutely not. Is it absolutely a mistake not to crowd her and force her to rush that shot? Yes.
Yeah, you could dress me up like the Michelin Man, and I wouldn't want to take one of Abby Stevens' shots.
I am with you.
Put a hazmat suit on with 6-inch padding, and I wouldn't want to be hit by one of her shots.
No.
She is just a sniper. Inside the circle, is that her again? Yes, it is. It's checked, and we get a whistle out of that.
Another one.
The penalty corners just keep on piling up. That is 8 in the half and 20 overall. No, 20 overall.
Yeah, yes, your math is correct.
Which is a rarity. To the top, Stevens. Over to Alexis Bain. Bain over on the near side. Shot looking for a tip. That was a great pass by Kakamo. And they couldn't get a redirect on it.
Yeah, it was a great look. Kakamo, the unselfish play. I think she should have shot. Alexander had a swipe. And then I think far side, that might have been Hannah Fair. 2 really good opportunities. Kakamo, I think, a little bit too unselfish in that situation. She was like 5 yards out.
Alexa, be more selfish.
Speaking of being selfish, so when I talk about, sorry, Messalonskee fans, but obviously the standard is Skowhegan, and I expect both teams to play very well. But when I talk about Savage, Sedalia Savage, and how I think she can be a lot more aggressive for a team, Stevens is who I think of.
Yeah.
Because Stevens sets everybody up, but Stevens does not hesitate to shoot.
Right.
And I think Savage gets a little bit too passive sometimes.
Savage is a little more deferential, I think, in her game.
And she's got great teammates. Don't let me take that away. I mean, she has great players to defer to.
Tons of them.
Yes, and they were in the 2 of them were in the spotlight this morning.
Indeed.
On Vix and CTB.
Yes.
But that's what I'm talking about. I think she could. That's a role I would expect next year, right? As you get the next wave, and she's expected to step more up into a leadership role.
Conway and LeBlanc are going to graduate, so everybody moves up, and you'll have Quinn back next year and Savage, and they're loaded for bear up there.
Right. I mean, it's Skowhegan, of course. I mean, again, this is only my second season at field hockey. It hasn't been anywhere else that I've ever lived. And this year, especially with teams that are all in the areas that we cover with Coney and
Boy, we've got a lot of good field hockey teams.
We haven't really had a chance to see much of Lawrence this year.
No, we haven't seen them this year.
Yeah.
But we had a game scheduled, and I think it got canceled. We just haven't had a chance to get to them this year. We've got Messalonskee and Skowhegan coming up Saturday.
That's going to be a good one.
Can't wait for that one, 10 o'clock Saturday. Should be a terrific game. That's the rematch here right in front. Messalonskee still at it. It's knocked out of the circle. Now they slide it back up and in, and that is out. So the rest of the week, we have got a day off tomorrow. Boys soccer Thursday night. Nokomis at Lawrence at 6. Football in Fairfield Friday night. Messalonskee and Lawrence. That's a showdown. And then the field hockey showdown between Messalonskee and Skowhegan on Saturday morning at 10. So we are the place for local sports, and we ain't kidding about that.
Yeah, and again, make sure if you miss any of those, maybe you don't want to venture out in the cold like Sean Packer's going to have to do Friday night.
Sean is going to have to dress up. Yes, what you were getting to is you go to the Vault, centralmainsports.com, and click on Vault, and every game we do is always archived there, which reminds me, let's do a game reset brought to you by Midstate Machine. If you're looking for a career, check out the Machinist Development Program at midstateusa.com. 3:20 to go in the fourth. In this one, it's 4-0 Messalonskee. The goals by Alexander, Kakamo, and Stevens. The Eagles have dominated. They had 12 penalty corners in the first half, 8 here in the second half, and they lead it 4-0. Our game reset is presented by Midstate Machine.
And and look, I would also point out that there's no denying that you don't have to worry about whatever the elements throw at us, because we were out in Winslow on Saturday for that game.
Yeah, and it was nasty. It was wet and windy, that's for sure.
We had a lot of space to operate with, let's say that.
Yeah, we did.
In the bleachers.
We did. We had the pop-up, so we were semi-protected. But, yeah, we were fortunate to have plenty of space to work with, and we had just what we have every time we go to Winslow, another entertaining game that came down to the final minute.
Yes, man, and a heartbreaker for the Witches.
I mean, they had a chance. They tried a field goal at the end.
Yeah, but they had a couple. They kind of ran out of time, and their passing game really struggled in that weather. Feel for them, that encroachment on 4th and 4 down deep in their own territory on the Winslow drive before that to go get the go-ahead touchdown.
But that wacky game in the Vault, centralmainsports.com, click on Vault. 2 minutes to go in this one as Messalonskee on the cusp of getting win number 9.
And again, looking in a dominating fashion. When Messalonskee may not score a ton on the season, in terms of, you look at your game averages, they're usually 3 or 4, but possession and just domination in terms of, choking teams' offenses, the life out of their offense.
Yeah, this is, a very good performance tonight by Messalonskee with all of the penalty corner and shots on goal edge, 4-0 on the scoreboard. I would think that this is a game that Katie Brand has to be very happy with.
Yeah, and again, Oxford Hills coming in, I think it had given up it was 17 goals by my count in 11 games. So, again, a little over, about 1.5.
That's out.
And Messo drops 4 on them. And, again, you can't do the transitive process in sports. Talk about that a lot. Skowhegan beat this Oxford Hills team 5-0. And so you kind of get that an eyeball test to a certain extent.
Yep. All right, on the restart here, Messalonskee, Paige Labby. Labby in the game, a sophomore. She's a back. And it's going to go back to Oxford Hills, Veda Person. On the restart here with 33 seconds left in the game. Pretty much blocked there by Massey. It did slip through. Back with it, Fair. Fair on the restart. Right down Broadway, it's Mishu. Rides it in. Can she get a shot off? No, she got upended there. And
I think this half's going to end the same way the last half did on a penalty corner, as Mishu got bodied down there trying to center.
So the horn sounds. I thought they're going to call it. That's
okay.
it. That's the
fair.
end of the game. If it were the first half, they would keep playing. It's not. And that's the end. Final score in this one. A real easy win tonight for the Messalonskee Eagles. The Eagles 4 and the Oxford Hills Vikings nothing. Our postgame show is coming up on Sports Radio 1160. WSKW, The Score.
Central Maine Community College in Auburn. Over 40 academic degrees and programs recognized as some of the best in the United States. Nursing, criminal justice, forensic, psychology, IT, education, culinary arts, and so much more. Offering one of the lowest tuition rates in New England. Plus, a top-seeded national champion producing athletics department. Central Maine Community College in Auburn. Find your passion. Go to cmcc.edu.
Whittemore & Sons, your Coyote tractor dealer. Dependable sales and service for over 50 years. We are located on the Waterville Road in Skowhegan. Sales and service by a family who cares.
Nothing brings people together like good food, so when you're cooking for the ones you love, why trust anyone but Joseph's Market? Joseph's Market is famous for their fine meats. Plus, no one makes sausage like Joseph's. They have 32 rotating flavors like Mexican chorizo, teriyaki pineapple, or spinach and feta, so there's something for everyone. You know, an apron is just a cape worn backwards, so be a superhero at your next cookout with fresh meat and sausage from Joseph's Market on Front Street in Waterville. Find them at josephsmarketmaine.com and like them on Facebook.
Mike Violet, AJ Knight back here post-game at Messalonskee High School in Oakland. Eagles have just finished off the Oxford Hills Vikings final 4-0. Post-game show brought to you by Central Maine Motors Auto Group in Waterville, the dealer with no dock fees, where cars and trucks always cost you less. Online at cmautogroup.com. It took literally the whole first half for the Messalonskee Eagles to score in this game, despite the fact that they completely dominated the game territorially from a shots on goal standpoint and from a penalty corner standpoint. And it wasn't until this penalty corner, or off it, as time expired, that Peyton Alexander finally scored.
Yeah, to your point, that was penalty corner number 12 and shot number 16 on goal that finally cracked the goose egg.
So they were finally able to do that. So in the first half, the penalty corner's 12-0 and the shot 16-0 in favor of Messalonskee. Then Alexa Kakamo went to work in the second half in the third period. First goal came at 1:06 for Kakamo.
And you see just the relentless, this was a common all night, right? Messalonskee just choked Oxford Hills. Gabby Wright, I think, accidentally kind of makes that play to a certain extent. She gets a little bit too aggressive and sets it up. Here's the second goal coming off a penalty corner.
Yep, so that first goal came at 1:06 for Kakamo. Second goal came 4 minutes, 18 seconds later. Alexa scored her second of the game, and it was 3-0 as it was whacked in there. So 3-0 Eagles, and we go to the fourth, and watch this howitzer here that you're going to see off the stick of Abby Stevens with an absolute rocket off this penalty corner.
Again, off a penalty corner.
Yep. Stevens right at the top of the circle. Holy boy.
Yeah, and again, you see that as you watch that replay, and you'll again check the Score Facebook page, and Twitter, social media, all AM 1160. Search for it on all social media for highlights. But Oxford Hills, you see there, they don't challenge her. They don't rush the shot. She has all day to line it up, and she got a hold of that one.
She sure lined it up, that's for sure. So Messalonskee win number 9 on the season, 9-3. Oxford Hills falls to 3-7-1. But again, this team defensively, they give up a lot of shots, a lot of possession in their own end, but they do play good defense, and they might have the best goaltender we've seen.
Yeah, I mean, look at the stats, 25-0 shots on goal, 21-0 penalty corners, which is just a mind-boggling number. And then for Gabby Wright, I've got her down 21 saves, 4 goals against. With all that we saw, that's just nuts.
Remember, every game we do on the Score always ends up in the vault. Go to centralmainsports.com, click on Vault. You can go back and relive the memories anytime. It is there, like everything is on the internet, forever. A day off tomorrow, back at it Thursday night at 6 in Fairfield. Lawrence and Nokomis boys soccer. Friday night in Fairfield 2. It's Lawrence and Messalonskee in football at 7. And then Saturday we're up in Skowhegan, Messalonskee and Skowhegan in the rematch that Messalonskee won 2-1 here. They'll play again in Skowhegan Saturday morning at 10 o'clock. So that'll do it for us, for Ashley, for AJ. I'm Mike saying so long from Veterans Field in Oakland. Final score tonight in field hockey, Messalonskee 4 and Oxford Hills 0.
This high school sports presentation on the place for local sports, The Score, has been brought to you by Central Maine Community College, Central Maine Motors, Hammond Lumber Company, Midstate Machine, Whittemore & Sons, Somerset Stone and Stove, 201 Tire Battery and Service, BJ Diggs, Renewal by Anderson, Assistance Plus, Joseph's Market, the Harry J. Smith Company, Computer Improvements, Casella Waste, and by Dixon's Country Market. For all your local sports action, keep it right here on the place for local sports, The Score.